Previously, especially when TikTok was just new in the market and everyone was trying to join TikTok, you would put videos and you would get you going viral was like so easy. But now eventually everyone is going on this platform and everyone wants to be a content creator. So there is much content that is on the platform. Now, what is happening with the algorithm is even if you have 1 million followers or you have 100 followers, it is the content that you create today will make you either grow your business or not.
When you search for something, let's say I'm searching for laptops, and they give me a ranking of the platforms. The first result will likely be result with the highest views. How do you get the highest views? Usually, it's because of an advert that somebody did, and then after that, every time I'm scrolling, I'll be seeing ads of laptops. Even what is interesting is this is the Marketing Matters podcast, and here we talk about digital marketing, we talk about marketing trends, we talk about technology, and recently we've been the channel that everybody comes to for AI and application solutions. So in case you're trying to learn more about how to be a better marketer, how we can help you grow your business or your career in marketing, then you're at the right place. My name is Steven Atema. I'm your host for today with my lovely co-host
Victoria.
Victoria. Yeah. Now we asked you guys to give us questions that we could help address regarding your marketing career, regarding your business that you wanted to get more brand exposure, and general questions about the marketing space as well as AI. Now you've been very gracious and you gave us a lot of questions, and we compiled those questions into two areas. One that dealt with career guys, people who wanted advice about how to progress or get started on their career, and then there were business folks, most of the folks actually that we serve who are actually our clients in our agency. And we just wanted to take this part two of this session to talk about now the career guys. We've already done a video for the people in the career space, and you can actually watch them. You can watch whichever topic you want, but you can also watch the whole recording in the link that shall be shared in the description. But now we want to talk about the guys in the business space. Now you run a business or you want to start a business, and your biggest concern is, will people buy my product? We've gotten some very interesting questions, and we shall address. And hopefully, if you are considering starting a business, or you have already started a business and you're struggling to sell, maybe, just maybe, when you listen to this recording till the end, you might get an answer to your solution. And remember, by the way, you offer digital marketing services, including website development and content social media management. And you can reach out to us on our website at www.ashergrouplimited.com, or just comment on the chat section on this video, or on whatever platform you're watching this video from, and our customer relationship team will be with you to address any need that you have. Okay, so let's get started, Vicky. Just like the first round, we are going to I shall be asking you the questions. Vicky has not reviewed these questions, but of course, because I might have a bias, so Vicky will be addressing these questions, and then I shall be giving some of my feedback. So let's get into it. So the first question, Vicky, this is actually a close question, because this is a question that actually relates to what we do. Now, this person was actually asking that I am struggling to close prospective customers who insist on me showing experience and proving ROI, which is return on investment, before I can get the job. How can I navigate this? So this is a person who probably is starting out in the digital marketing space. They're probably doing freelancing, but every time they pitch their solution to a customer, they're like, which other projects have you worked on? Or can you confirm to me that if I give you 100K, you will return 120? How would you help this lady to navigate this space?
Okay, first of all, it is true you need a little bit of experience, because anytime you are asking for someone to pay you money, you need to show that you're going to deliver whatever you're telling them you're going to deliver. So I think it is true you need a little bit of experience. So the issue is how to get it. How do you get this experience? This is how you will be able to now navigate to those prospective clients who will be willing to pay you, because they'll see what you have already done. So the first way to get the experience is you can start with working with small businesses. Think of your relative or your friends or people around you who are already in business, and maybe they have not transitioned in the social media or the online space, or they are in the space, but they're just doing with the little understanding that they have. So because you have already searched for knowledge, you have already gained, and you already know what can help them grow, then you can decide to do it like a pro bono. Pro bono can be free, or it can be with a little bit of just a lunch money. So you can decide to ask for, can I help you? Like, I'm seeing you selling your product. You can not fail to have someone, one or two people who are in business that you are within your reach. So this is not an excuse. At least there is someone you know who's doing business and probably is in the online space and he's still maneuvering and trying to find their way, or they are not even in the space. So you can check on them, try to see how you can be able to assist them, and therefore help them. Once you are able to deliver that, then it means you have you're gaining experience by the day, because if you can give them value and then they see the value, this is something that you'll add in your portfolio and you say, I've worked with these people and I was able to deliver the results. Secondly, if you are maybe you have not thought of someone in your mind, then you can also decide, I'm going to show it to the world what I know. By me showing it to the world, then someone will be able to see what I do, and then they'll be able to engage me, because by default that is experience. So like, for example, if I'm a video editor, I can just decide I'm going to create videos, many videos on how to edit videos. I'm going to show how to best ways to be able to ensure that your videos come out well, how to transition. I'll just show different videos as much as possible on the social media platform. Now, when the more I upload videos, the more people see what I do. There'll be that one person, two people, three people who will call you and tell you, can you do this for me? Can you deliver this for me on my business? Can you edit for me my videos? How much will you charge me? So with time, you're able to get people, and then from there, as when you get a client, you build your portfolio. You build your portfolio until you're able to now have the experience that uh, other people are looking for.
Yeah, that's very good, Vicky. And when you talked about looking for experience, it's always hard for you, like even if you are running a business, for you to allow somebody to experiment with your resources. And
Yeah.
it's understandable. And every time when we even were doing pitches to customers, I know we always ask ourselves, if I were on the other side, deciding whether to give Asher Group Limited business, what would I want Asher Group to do for me? And it always
Yeah.
helps us in our pitches, because if you are aligned with what the customer wants, and your goals and their goals are aligned, it's very easy to close that business. So again, putting yourself as the employer who has maybe very very limited resources, and they're thinking, I want to work with somebody who already has proven experience. You can either choose to what Vicky has suggested, but also companies like us, we're usually very willing to uh, enter into an engagement with a person who is willing to learn and wants to
Mm.
learn, maybe for a short period of time. Then they can be mentored on how to start their marketing career. So if you actually are good in marketing, again, just because we are giving you mentorship doesn't mean we are taking every Tom, Dick, and Harry. We also want to work with the best, because remember, we are allowing you to experiment with our clients, and
Mm.
the repercussions for us are very dire, because you're going to be using our client money. But if you're interested, you can actually reach out to us, and we can have a discussion about how we can help you start your career in the digital marketing space. But in terms of struggling to meet prospective clients, my tip would be, try to understand what is the client's main concern. Why are they worried that you are not able to deliver in your ROI? And if the question is that maybe you don't have previous experience, then you can enter into an arrangement where you say, okay, granted, I don't have experience, but I know myself, and I know how good I can deliver this, and I'm willing to give you this service on one month free basis. You can say, we enter into a 3 month contract, but the first month I'm willing to do it for free, as long as you sign that you shall, in the next three
Yeah.
months give me this business. So what you're doing is you're delaying that payment. And you can even be smart about it. If your service was supposed to cost 90,000, you can tell them, you know what, just, I know you want proof of concept, and what I'll do is I'll deploy my resources and skill set for 1 month for free, and then the next 3 months I shall charge you 45,000 if I deliver. And that's where the ROI comes in. You will have done experiments, you will have worked with other people. Again, you can't just go to a client blindly. You have to have experience, because
Mm.
when you want somebody to trust you, they can only trust you by what you have done or by what somebody else has said about you.
Mm.
And if you can tell them that, okay, based on now what Vicky has suggested, that do it pro bono or do it to your relatives or your close friends, if you have done it and you're sure about it, then it is very easy to say, guys, I'll do this for free, but in the next 3 months pay me 45,000. You'll still have covered your 90,000. You've just done it smartly. And most of the clients, what I'll tell you, which is a secret, I'll tell you, most of the clients don't really know how to price digital marketing. People price digital marketing based on how much they have in their pocket. So
Yeah.
if you meet a client who is willing to pay 50,000 per month, they'll pay. If you meet a client who is willing to pay 100,000, they'll pay. But the difference is usually how well are you able to convince the value proposition you give to the client. The more a client pays you, also remember, the more the client expects. So also be very cautious to not overpromise and under deliver. But it's very possible for you to start, and you will struggle. Maybe the first 3 clients will not accept your proposal, but you have to keep at it until you are able to get it. And if you struggle even with your change of approach of offering the first month for free or the first week for free, if it is a short-term contract, then you might want to consider getting experience in actually a place that offers digital marketing. It can be through an employment, or it can be through agency. Why do we say this? Because even I and Vicky, and most of the people who run agencies at the moment, most of them first built their experience professionally. So you'll
Mhm.
find that most people, the normal trajectory is you have no experience. Nobody is willing to give you to test with their resources with you. So who is willing to give you a try? An employer, and an employer will pay you based on your experience. So when you start, maybe you can start earning from a very low income. As you grow in that career and you get more experience, then your value also grows, and you can change careers into an agency. Or now when you know that you are very skilled at that craft, then you can say, okay, now I want to go and do freelance and now start doing pitches directly to clients. So what type of clients does Asher Group serve? We see you guys doing doing videos. Who do you serve? What type of businesses do you guys serve? I think this is a prospective client who is not too sure whether they should engage us. Vicky, how do you convince this client?
This is
Client
a
pitch 101.
this is an interesting question, but what I would say in short, in simple terms, we serve small and medium-sized businesses offering products or services and are seeking to grow their business in the online space. Those are the people that we serve. If someone
Mm,
is offering any product or any service and they are seeking to grow their business in the online space, they want to either to grow on social media or on YouTube, or they want to have a website, maintenance of the website, search engine optimization. We serve those kind of clients. I know I've had even people will tell me, because you're a marketer, can you be able to create for me posters, banners? No, now the offline marketing, that one is a different company that will serve. If we were to work with you, will outsource that kind of business. But for the online space, anything in the online space that will seek to make you money, then that's the kind of customers that we serve. And we majorly focus on businesses. We are not focusing on influencers. How can I? Because I've also had people who would inquire and tell me, can you help me get more followers? I'm trying to be an influencer. Um, we can give consultancy in that area, but we are not focusing on that kind of business. We are mostly focusing on businesses who have a product or service. Now, sorry, even as we engage you, there are some products or service that we cannot be able to work with. It's not that there's a bad product or it's not a good service. It's just that anytime a client engages us, we look at the product or the service that the client is offering. So we assess the client and the problem that he's trying to solve. So if the problem the client is trying to solve is something that we know that we can deliver, then we'll engage the client and we'll tell the client that we can work with them. There are some products or service, not that they will not work online, but we might not be in a position to assist them, because we feel that either it will be um, we will not be able to understand each other with the client. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying, Steve. There are some products or
yeah,
service that
yeah.
we prefer.
We have a specialty.
Yes, we have a specialty. There are some products or service that we prefer to just either direct the client to a different person, But if it's a product or service that we can, because we at the end of the day, our focus is to deliver results. So if we know that we'll give it, by the time we engage you and we tell you now we can work with you, it means we can deliver results to the product or service that we offer.
Yeah, that's true, and that's very good because sometimes when when you're an agency, you always have this temptation to do everything and serve everyone. And especially as we grow, we have also been noticing we get a lot of queries and we got a lot of prospective clients, which is a good problem to have. But sometimes you might put yourself in a very difficult position because the client's money is very enticing, but you
Yeah.
know very well you have no specialty in that space. So in that case, we would just recommend that maybe you work with somebody else, or we you engage us, but maybe to do one service. Maybe you want a full-fledged 360 degree type of marketing, and we can only offer you the digital marketing solution. So we can partner with you, and then we say, okay, we also have contacts in the below the line advertising that we can help work with. So we are very specific about the niche that we serve, and these are small and medium-sized enterprises that are offering both goods and services in
Mhm.
both in Kenya and globally. So we can comfortably serve that. Now, what is a small and medium-sized business? A small and medium-sized business is a company that does turnover or revenue between 50,000 per month all the way to 5 million per month. So if you are in that category of businesses, then we can comfortably serve you. Not that we can't serve you if you're doing 100M. It just depends on what exactly you want us to help you achieve. But yeah, what is your comment on email marketing? Does it still work in Kenya? Vicky, this is a very interesting question, and it has actually been quite curious. I don't know, maybe if this person is on X, because it was actually one of a trending conversation among marketers on the social,
Mm.
I guess a week or two ago, where people are saying, you know what, small businesses only do WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your
I
thought
think
about email marketing?
from my experience, I would say email marketing in Kenya works, but on a certain niche. Not everyone can do email marketing. Email marketing is mostly, one would use email marketing not to directly get results in terms of conversion, but you can use email marketing to build your brand, to share information that is related to your field, to give to make it aware, to make people aware about maybe a launch that you're going to have, or a product that is new in the market. But it's not like a direct sale. You're not using email marketing to make direct sale, and it's majorly good for people selling a service as opposed to people selling products. People selling products would work well with other types of marketing. But with a service, when you're selling a service, there is a journey that you go through before you come to a conversion. So email marketing will be part of that journey that will make you convert your customer from a cold audience to a warm audience to a hot audience. So that is why you will need an email marketing. And again, even with the service industry, it depends with the type of service that you're offering. Depending on your target audience, do your target audience read emails, or are they just on social media and on their phones, and that is it? If your target audience are familiar with email, then they can be able to read emails. Now, you as a business, or if you're a digital person working for a business and you're implementing the email marketing strategy, the how to write the email is what will make it sell. So the content that you put on the email, because even those people who read emails, they don't like read the sentence by sentence. Most of the time, they just scan through the email to get to know, is there any information that fits me. So even if you have an existing, first of all, you need an existing database, because get let me first go back. If we are talking about email marketing, the email marketing that actually doesn't work, or it's spam, is going to the online space, getting a whole database, doing the database, sharing emails like just one email you have taken and then you're sharing as a spam. It is it's called cold marketing. It is it is a very tricky type of marketing right now with the changes in the marketing space, the digital marketing, the website design, the adverts.
Data
It becomes,
protection.
yeah, data protection. It has brought so many of that, especially the data protection thing. Like, if you have a database, like you already have existing customers with a contact list, people who have willingly shared their emails, then that is good for email marketing, because those are already either your customers or there are people who would want you to engage them further. So you can be able to use email to share news and the like. So just ensure that the email that you share with them is also direct to the point. You are not going through many stories. You want to write an email of 2 pages. You just go direct to the point, and where there is emphasis, show emphasis. If there is any button that you need to place, of which you have to at least have a one click to action button, like what do people do next after reading your email, you have to place it there. So using the different templates that are on the online space with the different marketing email marketing tools allows you to be able to create good or an attractive email that will make someone read your email and also engage with that.
Yeah. I would just to just add on to what you're saying. Email marketing works well when you're doing what we call awareness and sustenance campaigns.
Yeah.
So that and again, like what Vicky has said, you have to be in this age of data protection and consumer activism. You want to share only to customers, your customers, because
Yeah.
soliciting for marketing services from people who don't know about your business, both email, SMS, and even cold calling is getting more and more complicated for marketers. So I would say if you're doing sustenance campaigns, it is very good because you want to remain as a business. Remember what you said earlier that some clients, most of the clients we serve, we are on we do them we are on retainer with them because we support them continuously. So when you're doing sustenance campaigns, after you've done the awareness campaign and maybe you did a campaign that was to sell a product or a service for 1 month, you have to maintain that customer, move that customer or maintain that customer for a long time. And the most, let's say, the most effective or cheapest way to do it would be mostly through email campaigns, because once you have a database, you can just continue, giving them offers or information about offers, giving them information about new solutions or products, giving them discounts for maybe if they are returning customers. So email marketing works well as a sustenance and an awareness campaign where you want to tell guys, okay, I have this new product. And if you have been keen, it's if you look at your Gmails, most of the time, because of the way this email marketing has been abused by most of the marketers, most of the emails these days go to promotions or go to spam. So you also have to be very careful as a service provider, and we can help you to ensure that you're also whitelisted in these platforms. By the way, what most people don't know is when you email people and people ignore those emails, or they put them to spam, the companies that the Googles and the Safaris and whatnot will also blacklist you. So it is, they also you want your email marketing to also be effective, because if you are sharing information that your audience does not find relevant, very soon you will be blacklisted from sharing to those people, because it will be considered as spam by the email engine. So you also want to be very careful. And again, like you've said, if you want to implement that as a sustenance campaign, we can help you work with that. But largely, it's just it is just something to maintain top of mind amongst the customers, and you don't want to use it as your primary marketing campaign, especially in Kenya, and especially if you're serving an audience that is on the lower LSM. These are the people who are not necessarily well off in terms of the product you're serving is serving the people in the lower cadre of the economic strata. So if you're offering a product that is sophisticated, chances are people will read that email. But if you're offering a product that I go to my kiosk to buy, email marketing might not work, because the type of audience also does not expect to be fed that information in that channel. So also the type of audience and product or service would dictate if you're going to use a digital marketing, an email marketing solution. But it still works, just very niche and very selective on very products. So if you're the one who asked this question, of course, you can always hit us up and we can tell you more about our solutions. We don't want to pry and try to make assumptions about the product that you're offering. Maybe it could work for you, but we would need more information to guide.
Yeah,
Another
I think
question.
just one more thing to add. Even as you venture in the email marketing, one advice I would say maybe, at least if you have a database, that is, use an email tool. If you want it to be effective, use an email tool, because with an email
Email
tool like
marketing tool.
Mailchimp, email marketing tool, Mailite, there are so many. If you can use them, because it allows you to know, are people opening my emails? Are they clicking to the button that I have set on the email? You can even have templates that you can maximize on those emails. It can even allow you to be specific, like to personalize the email when you're sharing. So the tools gives you so many advantages. I know we might not have time to talk about them, but if you have decided to venture in email marketing, ensure that at least you're using the tool.
That's actually very important, because sometimes you tell people about email marketing and they think you know, the same way you would draft an email to your boss or your colleague. It's
Yeah,
different. You can do that, but you are that's the fastest way to getting put in the blacklist of these
yeah,
companies, because first of all, they don't recognize your tool. And then the other thing is the click-through rate or the open rate of those emails are usually very low. So you want to put it in
yeah,
the form of a newsletter, and the best way to do it is usually through those email marketing
tools.
softwares or apps, and we can talk about that in another video.
Yeah,
um this question also is almost tied to it, but it's tied to the larger concern that we have with most of our clients. The question is, does organic marketing still work? And
yeah,
should I just you know allocate a specific amount of ads and just focus on doing ads? I should forget about or stop worrying and spending time doing organic type of marketing. Vicky, what would you answer that client?
yeah. I think this is a very, very common question, and even we have done, if I think, two videos in regards to organic social media marketing and paid social media marketing, uh, and the or in comparison. So you can go to the Marketing Matters channel on YouTube, and then you'll be able to find a longer conversation in regards to this. However, just in summary, uh, organic social media marketing works, but it takes time. Like, it takes a lot of time. And actually, I've had also people questioning, asking a different question. Can I just do ads? Because me, I don't have time to do organic marketing. Yeah, so organic marketing works, but it takes a lot of time. It requires a lot of creativity. If you're a business and you're doing it, you have a core business and you're doing it, you will not be able to handle. You'll need a whole team to ensure that they are working on a daily basis, learning the platform. In fact, learning which platform are you talking about? Learning the platform, working on whatever is trending on that platform, whether it's a audio or a video, learning which hashtags to use on a daily basis. And it requires you to share quantity content. Like, if it's TikTok, at least minimum 6 videos in a day. You need at least six videos. And videos of different, not only one type of video. It has to be engaging. Some has to be at least trendy. Some have to be videos that will go viral are the ones that will also grow your channel in a way. So it requires a lot of effort, which businesses, most of the time, they don't have. And if they want it to happen, they don't have enough money to pay someone to do it on that frequency that I'm talking about. So I always advise clients, even if you're doing the organic, because you still have to do the organic, you have to grow your brand in the organic way, you have to spend or invest in the adverts. Either you'll do awareness adverts if you're focusing on just making it your product aware. You can focus on awareness adverts or conversion adverts. Whichever way, at least you have to spend money on the online platform to grow your channel and to also make your products aware to the public. So organic marketing would work, but in the long run, like you will spend so many years to be able to grow your following, to be able to create your brand awareness. But you can invest some ads if you want to grow faster. Because now I've even come to realize, like right now, because of the change in technology and everything that is happening faster, if you can move 5 times faster, me, by the way, right now, I've even told myself, if I can move 5 times faster, why wait for that natural way to I call it natural? Why wait for the natural way to manifest? Yet there is an option where if you needed to take 2 years, you take 1 year to reach. So invest in adverts, even if it's a small budget, but at least invest in adverts for you to grow. And of course, these social media platforms, especially if you have converted your social media platform to be the channels to be business, it will not work organic way only. You have to spend in adverts because Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those platforms, they assume that when you're a business, you're the ones who's supposed to help them generate revenue to be able to pay like the content marketers and the influencers. So you'll have to invest money for it to work for you.
Yeah, I would say quite simply that in this day and age, you have to have both. You cannot have only ads and avoid content, and you have at least to pace yourself as a company. If you're going to do adverts, to have consistency, because also those channels will punish you. Those social media platforms will punish you for inconsistency in your ads. But I would also like to urge our audience that if you still feel that you have you struggle with you're still struggling to get value from your ads and whatnot, it could probably be that it's not the problem. It might not be the ads. It could be the way that the ads are placed, targeting that you're doing, and several other factors. And maybe you probably need to work with a professional for that, because we have also seen people who just convert a post. Okay, Facebook will tell you to do that, but they have a very different incentive for asking you to convert a post into an ad. So you might want to also be careful that, because ads are the fastest way to grow revenue, also the social media sites or the digital platforms are conflicted to always want to push ads. So if you are going to do ads, then also try to work on an ad that is the same way you would want to do an offline ad. You want something that is convincing, something that has a clear call to action, something that can actually be measurable when you're actually doing you're actually measuring a return on investment. So just because an ad is the preferred channel, in my view, you need to do ads if you're running a business, especially running a small business with a lot of competitors. Ads will set you apart. If you've noticed, when you search something on, let's say, Meta here is Instagram, Facebook. When you search for something, let's say I'm searching for laptops, and they give me a ranking of the platforms. The first result will likely be the result with the highest views. How do you get the highest views? Usually it's because of an advert that somebody did. And then after that, every time I'm scrolling, I'll be seeing ads of laptops. Now I can guarantee you, unless I search for your brand, if you're not advertising, I will not see you as part of the suggested brands selling a laptop. So you want to have that, but you also want to have content, because content is very necessary to build legitimacy to your business and brand. But you have to have
Yeah.
both. There is nothing these days about organic. The only, even what is interesting is, you would think that if you're famous enough, you don't need to do ads, but you would be surprised. You have to be in the 1% of social media influencers to not rely on ads. And what is also interesting is, people sometimes think influencing is not part of advertising. It is advertising, it's just a different type of advertising. You're using
Yeah.
influencer marketing. But
Yeah.
as a business, when you're looking at your books, you would call that an advert. You spent money on making Steve and Vicky help sell your product. So even influencer marketing is part of ads, even though it is technically not directly an ad that you're placing on social media, but you're paying somebody to grow your brand or to increase your conversion.
Let me give you a reason why you need to do both organic and paid. Previously, especially when TikTok was just new in the market and everyone was trying to join TikTok. You would put videos and you would get you going viral was like so easy. Growing, getting followers were like so easy because there were a number of few people were there who were creating content. Most people who were joining at that time were just joining to scroll. They were not creating any type of content. But now, eventually, everyone is going on this platform and everyone wants to be a content creator. Everyone wants to show that they know something, whether it is cooking in the house, whether it is dancing. Now, everyone is becoming a content creator, whether they are making it for money or they are not. That is not, especially for TikTok, that is not their worry. That people just want to be content creators to grow their following. So it has reached a point where most people are on the platform and they are creating content. So there is much content that is on the platform. Now, what is happening with the algorithm is even if you have 1 million followers or you have 100 followers, if the content, it doesn't matter the number of the followers. That is what is happening in TikTok. It is the content that you create today that will make you either grow your business or not. It is not the content that you created. Like what I mean is, your post today can have more views than the post of someone who has 1 million followers. So now it's no longer about the number of followers. It is the content that you create today. It is now, value is being based on the content that you create on us, like today, not 10 months ago. It is not like I have 1 million followers, therefore it is automatic. When I create content, it will be viewed by many people. Now, what
It's
TikTok has
prioritizing
done,
freshness and
yes,
and
they are prioritizing freshness compared to at I have
because they
a
want new
million
followers.
followers. So because I have 1 million followers,
Yeah.
I'm able to get more. So that means
Another
that
actually something I've noticed, that where YouTube fails, because
yes,
YouTube Reels, you can see an ad, a reel, not a reel. What do they call it? YouTube
shorts,
Shorts.
YouTube
You will
shorts.
see a short that is 1 year old, and you're wondering, why is this short being shared with me? That's
No,
actually
but it's
where YouTube
because you
fails,
no, it's
because
because
sometimes you
YouTube.
see a short that is
Uh,
information, and they hide the date, they hide the information. You might think it's relevant information, but it's old. I don't like
but
that
but
experience.
but YouTube is focused on long term compared to the social media platforms that are focused on short term. So I would understand why
Yeah,
they
but
do
for a
that.
short, you see, a short is rendered to you like you're scrolling on social media.
Mm,
So you expect that the short should have up to date content. Because I've experienced a lot of things where I saw something, and you know how those guys do shorts that are very alarming. And then when I went and searched for that content, I realized this was something that was trending 2 years ago. Or one
yeah,
year. Okay, 2 years is an exaggeration. But 1 year, 18 months, 6 months ago, I'm thinking, why is YouTube sharing with me this short? But on TikTok, you'll rarely get content that, unless it is trending and it has been revised, it will be very hard for you to see content
yeah,
that is not fresh.
yeah. So I do both.
Asking, what is the fastest way to build a community around my brand?
Um, I would say the fastest way to my
First
opinion.
of all,
It's a
what is
very
a community?
um
Community building.
community is more of having a following of people who are willing to work with you in your journey as you grow your brand. People who can support you in any way, not in any way, but who can support you in many ways to grow your brand. They can buy your product, they can help market your product, share your product. So it's just more of growing um, people who are willing to work with you because they associate or they like your brand. Just simple as that. So the fastest
Yeah.
way to build your community, to build a community around your brand is mostly majorly social media. So identify a social media platform that you are comfortable with, and in that platform, let's say you're saying Facebook, or depending on the different platform. Let me just explain. If you're talking about, let's say, Instagram or TikTok, you would identify a platform and then you start creating content that is intended to resonate to a certain audience. So that kind of audience, if let's say you're a comedian or you're just creating content around the product or service that you're selling, let's say you're selling laptops, people who want to buy laptops or people who are selling laptops would resonate with the kind of content that you're sharing. Maybe you're sharing about how to clean your laptop. Maybe you're sharing about safety measures to take, that do's and don'ts when you're eating around your laptop. So that kind of things. People who have laptops will resonate around that. Therefore, they would be following your content because they want to gain more insights about how to use the laptops, or if they want to buy a laptop. Now, if you have Facebook, Facebook is even better because Facebook allows you to be able to grow something we call a Facebook group. You can transfer those kind of followers and take them or ask them to join a group. Now, with this group, it now helps you. Even YouTube has an option where you can build your community, and you can even now the advantage of creating a community is because you'll be able to have an audience that can listen to you. Let's say you are offering maybe a service like what we are offering, the digital marketing. If you create that community, you can reach a point where you're not the only one talking. You have allowed even other people to give their opinions about what you're sharing. So you can say, maybe let's today we are talking about what do you think about AI in the social media space, or if there is a news that was going on about AI, about ChatGPT. So give people time, the people give their own comments, and it allows you to be able to understand what are people's thoughts, what are their problems, what are their needs, which conversations do they want to listen more on your platform. So it allows people to when people are part of the conversation, they help you be able to build your brand, and they feel they are part of your brand. So it allows them to engage with you further. Now it also gives you an opportunity to share or sell your products to them. In fact, it's the easiest way because some of them will buy your product because they are supporting you. They just feel like they want to be part of you, so they buy your product. If in case you want to start an event or host an event, those are the people that you'll invite, and they will be willingly uh, wanting to come to be associated with you. So you're building a community. It's like a family. Community is more like a family around the brand that you're selling. So you want people to feel part of your brand as you grow. So the fastest way is mostly social media because it's a free tool. It just needs you to create more time and create something that resonates with your audience.
Yeah, I would just like to add on that the community building is just basically ambassadors for your product,
Yeah.
and people who are most likely to to consume your product when you put it out there. The most effective way I've seen community building is, those new sites having WhatsApp and Telegram groups.
Hmm.
YouTube, the most effective way that people are doing community building right now is memberships. You can now be
Yeah.
a member of a YouTube channel that's a community, and they share exclusive content. If you are on what's called X, you can, if you're big enough, you can have people subscribe to your content to be seeing it
Hmm.
maybe as with priority. So, but you are only able to do that when you've built an audience that trusts you and wants to engage you. So the most effective way to answer this question about how you can build a community around your brand is your content has to be engaging, your content has to be authentic, your content has to be fun and creative. If you can hack this, you don't have to have it all. You don't have to do both creative and engaging and whatnot. But if you can hack creativity and engaging, you will slowly build a brand, of course, a community around your brand, and of course, then continuous engagement with your
Yeah.
audiences. So building is the same way you're building follower,ship, only that
Yeah.
you have a focus on building loyalty, not just numbers. And
Yeah.
sometimes people confuse numbers with actually a community, and that's not really the same thing, because people can follow you for various reasons, but they are not following you because they're interested in your product. Maybe they follow you because of how you look. Maybe they follow you because everybody is following you. Now you want to build a community where when you say, guys, this is a product that I'm trying to sell or to share in the market. Can you maybe give me feedback, engage by that's now an actual community, and you want to do that by being authentic, being a leader in your, especially in your a leading voice in your space, and being engaging in and creative in how you display your content.
Yeah.
Another question that I think we should also address is how can my business stand out in a crowded industry?
I think this one I'll even make it so short and simple.
Mm,
Understand what you're selling. What makes you different from your competitors or from the people that are selling the same product that you're offering? What is it that would make me consider you as opposed to your competitors? So look at your brand, and then after understanding that, how creative do you want your content to be on the social media platform? And am I using the technology that is existing to be able to advance whatever I'm displaying on the social media to attract more people to view my content for them to be able to buy my product or service? So, because you're in a crowded industry, everyone uh, is trying to, first of all, even if you're in a crowded industry, think of going online. And then, how creative will I be to ensure that I'm able to deliver to my customer? And then now look at the advancement in the technology. How can I be able to utilize, like now we're talking about AI, how can I use AI to ensure that my business will stand out in this industry and
mm.
deliver the
Okay,
product or
I would
service?
say simply for me, you stand out in your industry by being a leading voice, and I would say also, uh, I know we talked, we did that conversation about the ads and whatnot. You can also stand out by being the one who does the most ads or does the most creative types of ads. So sometimes it doesn't have to be like a very unique way to stand out. You can stand out by being the person who always takes the controversial text in a crowded industry. But I would say if an industry feels crowded, like say I'm selling a type of phone and everybody sells this phone, like there's no, I cannot make this phone better. Somebody would argue you can improve the quality of your product, but this everybody sells, maybe it's a Samsung S24, everybody is selling that phone. How do I stand out? I say you have to build you have to be the one who out advertises the rest. You have to be the one who has most content. You just have to do more to stand out.
Do
And this
more.
ties into this
Yeah.
question that this gentleman asked, that he's selling a product where he knows his product. This is a bit different because he says he's selling a product that is unique, and or not even unique. He feels that his product is the higher quality than his competitors, but they are the ones who is they're selling more than he is. He's struggling with sales. How can you help him, Vicky?
Yeah.
I have a
Uh,
good product, and he knows his product is better. Maybe even his product is a service. Maybe two or three. We have two digital marketing firms. One is will give you the best, maybe copywriters, but this other one is louder than you, so everybody goes to this other person because they again, in social media, the louder you are, sometimes the more people you'll be able to convert. Yeah, Vicky.
Actually, I'm just saying it's good. It's good that to know that your product is good or better than your competitors, because it allows you to know to deliver to your clients, because now you are able to convince me to buy your product. For me to buy someone else's product, I need to be convinced that they also like what they are sharing with me. So it's good to have the confidence that your product is good. And to answer this question, if you're struggling with sales, then I'll take you to the basics of marketing, which I know if you have not gone to class, sometimes these things are not taught, but this will help you. When you are doing marketing, there are 4 P's in marketing. The first one is place. And this, when you understand these 4 P's, it will help you know if um, where the problem is, why you are not able to. Wait, toke ninja, and close that door. Send your friend outside and you go and sleep.
Atalala the whole day.
Si amesema nataka kulala.
Okay, so you are on the four P's of
No,
marketing.
no, no,
That
no. Outside. Na usiniite tena Ethan. Give me 10, 20 minutes, I'll be done. Sawa? I just have two things then.
So carry on.
Nani, get out or go to the sitting room. I'm doing something. Please close the door. So yeah, so we have 4 P's in marketing. When you understand these 4 P's, then it helps you know how to where the problem is. The first one is the place. Where are you sharing your product or service? Where are you located? Are you selling your products only on your, if you have a physical shop, are you only selling your products in that shop physically, or are you selling it online? If you have a shop, is this shop located in a strategic area where there is traffic? If you're selling it online and you have a social media page, are you where you're selling your product? Do you have followers for your people to see your product? Or are you just posting on your Facebook or your Instagram or your TikTok and you have very few followers and you're not getting many people? Of course, you'll not get many people to engage with your product if you have few followers. So understanding the place, the location of where you're putting your product or service. Second is the uh, people. Who are you selling it to? What is your target audience? Who are you reaching out to? Understanding your target audience helps you know how to deliver your product or service. Which language will you use? What will you tell them? What problem are you trying to solve? Because when you know your target audience, you know these are the challenges that they face. Therefore, the product or service I'm going to offer them, I need to deliver it in a way that will help them solve their pain point. So, understanding your target audience. The third one is I've said place, people, the price. What is the price of your product? Hmm? Is it too high? Is that people are finding it hard to buy your product or service? Is it too low that people find it fake to buy your product? So understanding the reasons why you're not delivering your product or service is could be one of these areas. Are your competitors selling it at a lower price compared to you? Are you doubling your price and your competitors are selling lower? Maybe that's why they're selling it faster than you. What is the price of your product as opposed to your competitors? And if the price is higher, are you delivering more value compared to them? Or is it the same product? Like when I look at if you're selling a laptop, it's a HP laptop with the same features as your competitors, but your price is way different. So you have to also understand your price. And lastly is promotion. How are you ensuring that your product is reaching your kind of customers? How are you promoting your product? Are you using social media? Whether it's organic or paid, are you using a website? Do you have a website that you have displayed your product or service that you're selling? Are you using YouTube? Which ways are you using to promote your product? Are you having offers in your marketing strategy? Do you have discounts when someone buys more from you? Do you have uh, ways of delivery of after sales service? So, which ways are you using to promote your product to empower someone to buy your product or service? When you understand these 4 P's, it helps you know where your problem is, and there you seek solutions and you're able to address your issue.
That's well detailed. I would just like to add on this gentleman struggling is you have to first of all try to understand, is the problem the product, or is the problem how you are selling it on socials? Because if indeed you are convinced that your product is better quality, then social media, you should not struggle with social media, because you can actually, in social media, you can actually tell folks my product is the better quality from my competition. So if your product is better quality or is a superior quality from your competition, just make that your selling point. You don't even have to do a lot. You just have to remind customers on a continuous basis that your product is better than your competition. And why is your product better than competition? Because sometimes you can think your product is better, but maybe it's not addressing a client need that or your audience needs. So if you maybe again, it could be a problem that you are having a mismatch with your audience, because you are thinking you're selling to this type of audience. You have a high quality product, but you're selling it to an audience that does not care about quality. So
Yeah.
you might also want to retarget your audiencing from speaking to people who are not the the specific audience for your product, because you can have one product, say, let's say something as simple as a cooking flour. Now we have a baking flour, cooking flour. Is it cooking flour
Mm.
or maize flour? Now we have a maize, we have the jogo, we have soko ugali, we have all these others. Now, if you are selling these products, one would argue that the person who is buying unga at 60 bob or 2 kgs, there's another person buying at 120. The person buying at 60 bob would argue, see, unga ni unga. So you have that means if you are indeed your product is superior, chances are that it's probably also likely pricier, and you have to communicate why should I buy my unga for 120 when somebody else is buying for 60. And if you're speaking to the guy who can only buy for 60, chances are they will, no matter what type of marketing you do to them, that person is still going to consider your product expensive, even if if it's superior. Because when you're when there's a certain type of audience that really does not care about the pricing. They just want something that works for them. So you have to understand your audience and market to them effectively. Because if you're marketing a superior product, then you should market also to a higher cadre of audience. We call it LSMs, a different type of audience who is more agreeable to what you're selling. To me, I just see that as a mismatch between what you are selling versus what the customer is understanding. And
I think
maybe
just to correct myself, when you're talking about the product, then I realized I made a mistake. It is the price, the place, the product, and the promotion. It's
yes,
not the people falls inside or within somewhere. So the product, the way
people
you
is in
just
promotion.
mentioned, I don't want to get online
Attacked.
experts. Yeah, it's the product, because
Okay.
when you have a good product, if it is well
Mm,
packaged and just what you have explained, then you'll know if there's a problem with your product or not.
yeah, sure. Now, another question that we got that is also, I know is something that most of you are struggling with in business sense, is that I am not new to ads. I've been doing my ads on Facebook, now Meta, for a while, but I get clicks and not sales. Now, it feels like I'm wasting my money. What am I doing wrong?
Um, First of
This is a
all,
very frustrated business owner.
yeah, first of all, just before I even answer that question, adverts are working. And Meta is still one of Meta and Google are
Not
still,
one of, he's still the top.
yeah, is still the top uh, platform that does well with adverts, that has adverts that are converting, that you'll be sure to get your results if you do it right. So what is wrong if I am just getting clicks and I am not, I feel like I'm wasting money, should I give up? No, you should not give up. But I would say check on these three things. First of all, when you're running your adverts, you check on the objective. We did just there's a video on the YouTube on the Marketing Matters channel that you can check on the different objectives that you need to understand when you're running your Facebook adverts or your Meta adverts generally. When you understand your objective or the goal that you want to achieve, then it will allow you to set the right objective. If you created an advert for awareness, definitely you're not going to get conversion. If you created an advert for traffic, you just want to be able to get traffic on your website or on your platforms, then you'll not be able to get conversion. So understanding your objective, that is one. We'll not dive deep into it. There's a video that explains very well about all the different objectives on Facebook. Secondly, your budget. How much are you spending on your adverts? Is it too little or is it too high? Of course, most of the time, if it's too high, the better for you. But is it too little? Because you will get people who would want to be able to get so much results, but they want to spend so little. So are you spending so little on your advert? And again, when Facebook, you're running adverts on Google or on Facebook or anywhere, you'll be guided on the minimum amount you're supposed to put. Most of the time is $1. Depending on the country you're in, the dollar varies on the when you do the conversion. But we do only put that dollar. You have to also be realistic. You can't just
Hmm.
put, let's say if you have to convert to like Kenya shillings, it will be like 120, 130. Will you just put 130 per day? That means the results you're going to get is very low. So you have to look at least a re- manageable or a favorable budget. Now, for you to be guided on the budget, then you need to do some testing on your ad. You need to do test your adverts to see. Run an advert like for 1 week. That is just to test what is working on your platform. When you run that advert, you'll be able to know, now I can spend this amount to be able to get this result. So that will guide your budgeting. Lastly, your target audience. Who are you targeting? I know now with the different platforms, with the AI integrated, actually, like Facebook right now, there are some objectives when you go on them to try to advertise. They restrict you to what they think will work for you. So target audience now is becoming um, like an easy to do, because the different platforms are integrating AI, so they are able to ensure that you reach your target audience. Now, because you are getting limited options on how to set your own target audience, then you need to ensure that the creative ad that you put on your platform is clear enough, such that the AI or the different platforms will understand the adverts that you have set. Your description, what is the description that you put on your platform? What are the content that you put on your creative ad, whether it's a video or a photo? Is that photo or video explaining in brief what you're talking about? What is the click to action button you're sending people to? What are the words that you put on your poster or your creative ad? This will guide even the platforms, even as much as they reduce or limit on your how to set your target audience manually. You are still able to deliver your results the best way possible.
Yeah, Vicky, thank you for that. And I think the fact that the author of this question is having clicks is not, it means that not all is lost. It means that they might be reaching some people. Now, whether they are reaching the right audience is now subject to debate or discussion. And you aptly put it, but maybe you're targeting wrong. Maybe you are optimizing your ad for clicks as opposed to optimizing it for conversions. Another thing that I would like to add on top of your call to action is maybe your call to action is not clear. Maybe you're asking people to follow you and you want them to buy your product, and sometimes it's frustrated. But something that I've also seen that most also businesses seem to ignore is that you do an ad and you maybe you have covered these things and you're saying, Vicky, I've already done these things. I know the targeting, I know my audience, I have the clear call to action, but my customers are not converting. It could be that your customer journey is the one that is flawed, which means you have a good ad and you're bringing people to your channel or to your page or to wherever you want to direct them, your website, but the experience once they land is not the same as what you share maybe on the ad. So it could be something that requires you to optimize your sales, your customer journey, to just see which is the friction. Guys are coming, if it's a website that you are marketing and the product is on the website, why are people just clicking the site, and when they reach the site they don't go further? It could be that the landing page is not attractive. It could be that maybe they are clicking and it's taking them to WhatsApp and they don't want to engage you directly. So maybe because the product is a bit sophisticated. So you have to understand where is the customer getting stuck. And if they're just getting stuck after clicking, it means chances are your landing page, your customer journey is flawed, because it means the landing page maybe is not attractive enough to convert. Or if it is redirecting them to inbox or whatever, it means that maybe they're not sure what exactly how they got there. They just saw an ad and maybe it was attractive and they clicked, and you need to maybe change your messaging or make your product more clear. But if you're doing an advert and you're getting clicks, whether they are the right clicks or the wrong clicks, at least it shows remember, by the main role of an ad is to just make you reach more audiences. They'll say that they help you do conversions, but the product converts people, not the ad. The ad just puts your ad on more people's faces or on more people's eyes. So if your ad, by paying an ad, you're able to see more people, and people saw you but they didn't move, it means probably there is something that you need to refine, either your product or your customer journey. And most of the time it's usually both your product or your customer journey, because even call to action, at least they can ask, what am I doing here, or what are you selling? But if they're just clicking and after they click they're like, oh, this was a by mistake, it means that probably there is a miscommunication, or an ad is so well that and they are getting maybe disappointed in the when they get to the other side of the marketing. But yeah, those are some of the queries that you guys shared, both business people as
Wow.
well as those people looking for career development. If you think we missed it, sorry, it is probably because we had very little time to combine all these queries into, consumable content. And also it could be that maybe we just missed it, and you need to remind us, and we're asking that be gracious enough and don't say, I said, but you didn't see, just post it again, and I can guarantee you that we shall see it on our social media channels, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, on our website. Even for those who do the queries there, we shall be able to see it and address it. And even you can even do a one-on-one if you need to, for just more clarity on what you post and you need answers to. But it's been good, it's been nice. I hope that you have been very you've been educated about what these other businesses are facing. You probably thought it was you're on your own, but it is clear that when we see these questions, like I told you, that you find that a lot of people have these questions, you realize, oh, this is probably a problem that is cutting across the whole industry. And when you watch such content and you engage such people like us, you can then be able to be moved from your frustration to actually you getting the results that you desire. But it has been good, and we ask you that if you found this content relevant, the most important thing you can do is to share this content. Even if you don't want to subscribe, which you should, we ask you that you share this content because it can help somebody who is in need of these services, but also like this content because it helps with the algorithm. It has been a nice session with Vicky, and we hope that we shall see you in the next in the next video. Bye.
Bye.